Hi there, YouTube. Welcome back to another Members First deck profile. This week, we are bringing you guys Machinedramon, thanks to our good friend and local Machine Empire stan, Anthony.
Hello.
Anthony has been playing, you've been playing Machine for forever, right? Like, you've been playing it, like, at least as long as I've known you. I can't remember a time where you haven't been playing Machine. And you
Yeah,
Go ahead.
there was only a small window of time where I didn't play it when I started playing the game. But I think I started playing around EX-3's release. So once I kind of read what Chaosdramon did, I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and ever since then, it was like every format, every set that comes out, you're like, okay, what can I do to spice up Machine? What can I mess around with? And you've had so many crazy iterations of builds. It's been awesome to see. But yeah, so thank you to our members who suggested that we do Machinedramon for the week. If you guys are not members for the channel already, you should consider becoming one. You get to do these member first profiles where you get early access to these on Mondays, and then they go live to the public on Wednesdays. But you guys get to pick the deck profiles that we do every week. And on top of that, we also have new members content like Deck Check that we've been doing every Friday, along with deck workshops that we try and do with the members whenever, you know, if you want to do it, you just ping me and we will hop into a voice call and we'll work on some deck stuff together. It's pretty cool. But aside from that, if you are seeing this and you are not a member, and you're also not subscribed, you should consider doing that. And you should also consider maybe liking the video as well if you enjoy this, which I think you will, because Anthony is a chef. He's a Michelin star chef when it comes to Machine, and that is just the way it is. There is no other fact here. Okay, good. I'm glad we have established this. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna stop yapping, and without further ado, Anthony, I'm gonna toss it over to you.
All right. So for the eggs, we run the Digitama package. It's just the best draw engine that's available to us at the time. Four of the BT15 one, trash 1 level 5 in hand on deletion. You draw 2. It's essentially a Hagurumon on deletion. It's pretty good. Then the old one, just a 1-up, just draw 1, trash 1. Just solid. We run the 3 of the structure deck Gabumon. Since the Uko limit, we lost a little bit of the memory gain we got from those, but Gabumon serves the same purpose. Start of main gain of memory if they have a Digimon, so it's pretty solid. Then we run the Ukamon package. It's the best searcher in the game. Not much else to be said about that. And then for our level 4s, we only play 2 Raremon. Hagurumon is good if you don't want to, you know, spring for the promos, but it's still really good as a level 4. Just hard play and then being able to go from there, or even being able to Evo in the back with the Gabumon is useful. And then for the meat of the deck, the level 5s, first we got Gigadramon, which is the Dark Master Searcher. Has the inheritable reboot. It's actually pretty useful for our deck too, since it searches out 2 level 6s and we play, or 2 level 6s or higher, and we play a bunch of those. Then we only run 1 of the SOC Megadramon. Deck space is a little tight. This is definitely one of my favorite level 5s in terms of usefulness with the D-Digi inheritable, but we have plenty of that with Chaos and Chaos X, so it's one of the few things that, you know, you gotta cut corners here and there. EX-1 Metal May kills a lot of low to the ground stuff and even some ace cards. Kills play cost 5 or lower when attacking when you're a machine. We don't run too many of the EX-1 trio anymore because we don't really Evo over level 4s with this build, but this one's still really useful for the inheritable. Then we got the what is this? Sorry.
EX4.
Tiny. EX4 Metal Greymon. It's just a generic blocker and has a generic blocker inheritable. And then this is our newest level 5 we've gone is the Gigadramon from the Three Musketeers archetype. The on-play just searches the top 4 and you can put it top or bottom, so it's not the worst for hand fix. But the inheritables, the exciting part, it gives us collision, which is really, really big for the deck now because it opens up a lot of plays. One of the Structure Deck Metal Greymon with the security tech, just because it helps progress game you know, to see if they're not putting stuff on board for you to kill, then you have to swing at them, you know.
Yeah.
One of the attack on suspended metal gray, we don't need two anymore since we have collision, but it is still is useful to have, you know. You are a toolbox deck at the end of the day. Two of the Megadramon that deletes play cost 3 or lower Digimon or Tamer. Mother control is a thing. There's a lot of play cost 3 Tamers being played out right now, so it's good to clear those, especially with floodgates that stop us from playing by effects and stuff like that. Then we got the Metal Tyranno that lets us trash a security whenever it deletes something in battle, the inheritable. And then on play when digivolving, it comes up sometimes. You suspend any number of Digimon equal to your Tamers, and then you pick something, one of their Digimon that doesn't unsuspend during the unsuspend phase. So it can be useful when you're kind of staring down a single stack that doesn't have immunities. Then we have Structure Deck Rapidmon. On play when digivolving, DDigi1. It's pretty useful just to slap this down with a Supreme Connection. It's one of the other things that lets us trash security as well. Definitely always want to see this underneath with collision or attack unsuspended. Then we have Old Secret Metal Greymon, just for the plus 3k. We need big numbers to deal with big bodies, so this is just one of the best cyborgs for DP. A lot of the other ones will only give like 2. This is the most you can get from 1.
Yeah.
Megadramon, plus 2k on your turn. We use this for now until we get the new cyborg in the upcoming set. Then we have Structure Deck 1 Metal Greymon. This one is a fun one. The inheritable says your turn. When this Digimon is blocked, gain 3 memory. Not once per turn, and collision forces your opponent to block. So in some cases you can gain 3 to 6 memory on one swing, letting you build up an entirely new stack, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
So then for the level 6s, first we got BT11 Machinedramon. This one's a kind of a... I feel like this is kind of a flex spot because it's a little risky. Against some decks, it can come up, for instance, against Demon Lords, where they're always going to be, killing your stuff. You can kind of force them to play into it. It's when digivolving and on play, you search the top 5, and you can grab an analog man and then either slot or add a machine or cyborg. But the on deletion is the really spicy part. On deletion, you send an analog man in play to the bottom, and you can play a machine from hand for free. So on their turn, you can steal their turn back with the memory gain. So it's essentially like a trap that you set for your opponent to walk into, but against certain matchups, they kind of have to.
Right.
And we have one of the SOC Chaos Dramon. It's a little... The card itself is a little lackluster, in my opinion, since its protection is very specific. It can stop itself from leaving play from effect, so that includes deletion, bounce, getting sent to security, but it can't stop battle deletion, and it only slots, I think, 2 level 5s when you play it. So the stack is kind of small and can be dealt with pretty easily. But in some cases, like against Yellow Vaccine, you get this with EX-1 underneath, and you go Chaos X, and they just can't remove it anymore since it can't be DP reduced, and they can't bounce it to security. So it's useful to have, but it's definitely a one of. Then we have a 4 EX-1 machine, most important card in the deck, I'd say. Can't be DP reduced, which is huge against a lot of decks right now.
Right.
On play, puts 5 red or black level 5s, and you'll gain 1 memory for each. It's pretty much like your main bread and butter Digimon that you're going to be playing most of the game.
It's so interesting how the deck went from this is the only machine we have, this is what we play, it's pretty alright, but we make do with what we have, to oh wow, BT11 machine's so good, we're gonna use that for all of our strategies for 2 sets, right? And then as soon as I don't know when it happened. I feel like it was BT14, maybe. But as soon as that set hit, it was everything was back on EX-1 machine. I feel like the shift, like focus shifted away from 11. So I feel like for a while there, people were really focused on evoing over 11. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yes, I agree. I think it was because of the prevalence of Shine, because
Yeah.
like BT11 EX1 machine just became such a powerhouse of a card because of Shine. I remember
Right.
at a regional, like I established an EX1 machine, 4 analog mans. They can't really do much, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's still I think the focus switched to like Chaosdramon at some point, but
Right.
I think like both of them are good now. Like they just
Yeah.
both needed, yeah.
Yeah, just being able to ignore DP reduction is so huge. Heaven's Judgment too, being a card.
Yeah,
that
that
also
card as well.
changed it drastically.
So then we have 3 Chaosdramon from EX3. It's one of my favorite cards in the game. It on play when digivolving slots 3, red or black, and D-digis 1 for each one that you slot. It's a really strong card. Can protect himself from deletion and bounce by removing 2 sources. Unfortunately, this card is kind of hard to, I don't know, rush out in this variant of the deck without giving your opponent too much memory.
I think
really
we might have gone past Chaos X, by the way. I think I might have distracted
Oh,
you.
my bad.
Sorry, no, it's my
So,
fault.
so we have 2 Chaos X's, and this goes over any of our level 6s, and it'll copy, you know, all their effects when digivolving, on deletion, all turns. So it's really like the card you want to like see to end the game, like just the final push forward, because you'll go like Machinedramon, you'll have a Machinedramon now, you evo for 1 into Chaos, slot 3 more, evo for 2 into Chaos X, slot 3 more, and by that point, you know, you should be able to end the game off with that many sources, I'd hope. And then just to really push for game, we have the one of Ragna. You make really big stacks in this deck. Like, a machine comes out, he's 1 Digimon with 5 sources. That's 6 sources for Ragna instantly. You know, you go Chaos over that, that's the Chaos, and then 3 more sources, so that's 4. So on top, 1 stack, that's just so huge, and then you just Supreme Connection out another Digimon, like another 6, and it's an instant Ragna, so it can like clear 4 sources at times if you like set up enough. Then we have 3 of Supreme Connections. It's the best searcher we have in the deck, in the archetype. It searches the top 5. You grab a machine, you trash a machine, your sideboard, and then you place the rest on top in any order. So it sets up your draw, it sets up your hand, it sets up your trash. It's really, really good. You always want to see this. The downside is we are on purple base, so we do need to see a Tamer or, you know, a Raremon just to be able to play the option out. But we do have a lot of draw power, so it should be fine. And then we do have 3 Attack of the Heavy Mobile. This is a really important card. The way it works is you play it and you discard a machine or cyborg from hand, and then for the rest of the turn, all your level 6 Digimon gain. Let me read this right. Sorry. All your level 6 machine Digimon gain Rush, and then on play, if they have sources, they'll gain Blitz. So, and that's for the turn. So you play this, and then you would go into like an EX1 machine play, and then it would gain the Rush Blitz after its on plays. Then we have 4 Analog Man. It's your main Tamer. Start a main, you discard machine or cyborg level 5 to gain 1, draw 1. Then you can suspend it to redirect an attack coming at you to a level 6 machine. It's really big against, you know, cards that can't be blocked and super aggressive decks like hybrids and stuff. You always want to see this as fast as possible because it just slows down your opponent. And then to finish it off, we have 2 Structure Deck Ties. There's a lot of big DP Digimon right now, and a lot of blocking, so it's really good for the DP and just more draw power.
Yeah. All right, nice. Well, thank you. Good run through the list there. So, with everything gone over all that in mind, good matchups, bad matchups. What do you think is like something like if you like see your opponent like be like, yeah, I'm playing, etc., etc., you're like, yeah, I'm about to cook. This is gonna be great for me.
Well, honestly, like I feel like it does well against anything that's aggressive. Like Red Hybrid, honestly, even like Ancient Garuru, like any hybrid decks, I think it does well against. On nowadays, like I think Yellow Vaccine, it does okay against, depending on how many Angemons they run.
Yeah.
Really, when the doomer matchups, I'd say, would be like Imperial, because it really, you know, after a certain point, it does feel like you can't really do much against them. I'd say maybe Dexdoru is a tough matchup, just because they can recycle their D-Digi-3 a lot better than you can. So it becomes a war of attrition with that one, and they usually win because they're just they have more recursion than you.
That makes sense. Okay. Tech choices. Are there any other like I know this list is like Machine in general as a deck is very toolboxy. It's very like you kind of customize your build for whatever you're expecting to encounter in the meta or at your local scene, etc.
Right.
What is there any other tech choices like if you had like an extra slot for something that you'd love to try and put in, you just don't really feel like you can find space for it?
I'd say Mega Gargo is definitely a really strong card. It's a level 6 machine, so it synergizes with your searchers and your analog man. Not just stunning things and not letting them digivolve is pretty strong, especially against stuff with Ace Digimon in hand, like decks that run Ace Digimon.
Yeah.
Then there's there is the purple mat that combos really well with Analog Man for the Structure deck one. You with Mat and Analog Man alone, like just those two on board, you start every turn with 5 memory, if you have something to discard. So it's really strong. If you don't have many like Mother Control players at your locals, then probably I'd do the Mat over the tie.
Makes sense. Okay. All right. And then last sort of thing. I know we talked about it off the recording, but you have some ideas for like 2.0, like for some of the cards you're planning to run with the next set. What are some of those picks that you're thinking about?
We do get at least two new level 5 cyborgs. The new set. They both have the same inheritable. It's all turns plus 2k. It's the Dai Pen and then the is it Jet Sylphie? I think it's Jet Sylphie.
Yeah, Jet Sylphie.
Yeah, those two will definitely take the place of the Megadramon. I have to cut something else. One other level 5 that I do usually play is the Megadramon that kills DP 5k or less. It's useful against decks that run, that pop out tokens a lot, like Diaboro or Sendril.
Yeah.
But that's like definitely like locals dependent. If like no one's playing those decks, there's not much reason to run it.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. All right. Any last thoughts? Anything you wanna add?
Just keep hoping, just keep coping. One day Bandai will give us some direct support.
I wonder, because they've been doing this field group thing recently, right? With like Nature Spirits, Nightmare Soldiers, Deep Savers, stuff like that. I wonder if we're gonna get like Machine Empire, like if we're gonna like.
Yeah, Metal Empire would be pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, things to look forward to. Thank you again for hopping on the mic and giving us your profile. You're very, very well done, very concise, very good information. Hopefully, all of you at home enjoyed this. Thank you guys again for requesting it. Thank you for being a member, for doing all that stuff. And if you weren't part of the members that suggested this, maybe think about becoming one, and you can get in on the voting polls and choosing what we do every week. And yeah, I think that'll about do it for us. And
thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. And yeah, without further ado, as Ben would say, we'll catch you on that flippy flip. Bye bye.